That person is me, Keshi. I just wanted to point out that Yoweri Museveni is 76 years old, and Bobi Wine, like you said, he's in his 30s. Yoweri has been ruling for more than 35 years. That means he started at the very same age Bobi Wine is. So really, if you're talking about age, youth, and experience, he started there. So he's no better than Bobi Wine. So we can't say that he was better when he started off as a ruler those many years ago. And also 6 terms as a president, just think about that. Yeah. So this actually segues very well into the next story, because I just read online that the UN State Department sent a statement about the election in Uganda, that they should look at that situation about a free and fair election. And they also talked about the blocking of social media. You can see where that's going. And because in Uganda also, Bobi Wine says that social media was blocked. We have a similar situation with a president in the United States who was blocked from the media. So it's interesting that America can issue a statement about Uganda, and you have their current situation right now, which we are going to talk about. I thought of providing a timeline for the 6th of January, where all of us were watching, the whole world was watching, when we have a president, tweeting at 8:17 that they want to, the states want to correct their votes, and they know that this voting was based on irregularities and fraud, and that they are not going to accept that they won, and they're not going to accept the result. At 12 noon, he addresses a mob and speaking the same topic about never giving up, never conceding, and that they want the steal to be stopped. At 1 o'clock, he continues his speech to a crowd and tells them to march down Pennsylvania Avenue, fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. And from there, we have a crowd attending this meeting, marching down Pennsylvania Avenue, and the rest is history. So everyone who was watching on this panel would like to hear your opinion. What did you think about this?
We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country.
On January 6th, hundreds of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol complex. The insurrection was the worst breach of Capitol security since the War of 1812. The siege led to widespread vandalism. More than 50 police officers were injured and 5 people died.
This interesting.
Can I jump in quickly just to clarify that I'm not from the States. I'm from the country of Georgia, which is Eastern Europe.
No! Oh, sorry, yes. I thought you were from Georgia, USA.
I want to say fun fact, because there was, it always happens because the Georgia state, Georgia is a country. And actually during this mob, there was one guy who was holding the flag of Georgia flag, the country Georgia. And that was a really fun fact to mention, that like one guy, there was a huge Twitters and all the the pictures saying that just guy who just googled the flag of Georgia, and it's always pops up the country, and then you just need to read a little bit to find out. So this also talks about the understanding of the people, the knowledge, maybe also all these people who were there just to fighting in and going inside the Capitol and not knowing even what is the flag of actually Georgia, the state, not the country. So
thank you for the correction. I thought actually you were from the States and was very interested in hearing your
but
nevertheless, we are also interested in hearing your opinion from Georgia in Europe. So anyone who has anything to say about this incident? Yes, Shiro?
First of all, I'd like to say that the scenes we saw when they were protesting at the Capitol reminded me of the post-election violence we see in Africa. So for me, America has lost the moral ground to lecture as Africans on democracy, on accepting the will of the people and accepting election results. That was just shocking.
Thank you. Anyone else? Jamila?
So I'm one of those people, me and my mom were just up until what time, just watching. And there was the scenes, it was like, I was like, what is happening right now? They were speaking about like a revolution, and I'm like, what revolution are you just look ridiculous, like climbing up walls to achieve what? All they achieved is making Trump look even worse than he is right now. And they didn't stop anything. It carried on. In fact, it changed the views of some of the people who are actually going to speak up like for Trump. So I just thought it was the most ridiculous, stupid thing, but that is what Trump supporters are. And to be honest, I'm happy they did it because they just made themselves look even worse.
Thank you, Jamila. Anyone else on the panel who wants to say something? Shakira?
I, along with Mel, also stayed up. Like, my friends notified me about this happening in the first place, and we were just texting for hours on end. But, and this is a more bleak view of this, it's just that I was also watching the videos that were being released, and one of them was just these people who literally used their Blue Lives Matter flags to fight the police. Which is, we've said it so many times that they're so ironic. They support everything that they talk about is just contradicting itself. You're going to use Blue Lives Matter to punch a cop. They're talking about Blue Lives Matter, and then one of the people who passed away was a cop who was beat to death with a fire hydrant, like a fire extinguisher or something. And just, these people just don't make any sense. Also, I think the thing that Mel was referencing was about this woman who's being interviewed, and she was saying it's a revolution, and she was saying that she got maced, but then somebody noticed that she literally had an onion in her hand so she could put it in her eyes so she would look like she got maced. That just embodies the whole movement in itself, just that clip.
Yeah, and let's not forget that 5 people lost their lives in this insurrection. Some people are calling it, some people called it a demonstration, but some other people called it a terrorist attack by homegrown terrorists who've been radicalized. And because America likes to talk so much about terrorists from outside, it was interesting to see that they can also act the same way like other countries. And the interesting thing was to see the reaction of the police and the authorities to these homegrown terrorists who are attacking their seat of government. They are an important symbol of democracy in their country. Yes, Ciiku?
You mute.
I wanted to talk about this issue with different policing of different groups. And I know it's been discussed already, but that's also what was running through my mind when these people were breaking windows and freely going in, climbing over walls. And all I was thinking was, if this was a group of Black Lives Matter protesters, or, protesters for any other, inequality, protesting again, they would be shot down. They wouldn't even go over that wall. People are shot down in America just for living their daily lives, going to the shop, and being shot by police. And we've seen loads of examples of this. And the world did not know this was happening until the death of George Floyd, whether or not his background was criminal. He did not deserve to die that way. So people are being shot all the time for just going about their daily business. And then you have a group of people with their privilege because they are white, climbing over walls, breaking windows, and they get all the way into the internal rooms of this, place that's meant to have high security. I don't even know how that happened. So for me, it was so shocking. And it also shows the danger of having a leader where it's all about the person as an individual and not about values that they hold. So this becomes into like a cult-like status where people follow someone blindly, an individual, without any critical thinking. And that's what happened with Trump. People were like high on some drug, doing things without thinking. And that's why I wanted to discuss with Bobi Wine the danger, even though he presents an ideal, are people following him for the ideal or for him because he's a celebrity? And that's the problem. And that's what I wanted to discuss.
Thank you. Marie-Claire?
It's very interesting. I think when as Amina saw or think about the gravity of the situation, straight it makes me think about the cause, who caused it, and the straight again is the leader. And you wonder, even during this really difficult time with the coronavirus, and you're thinking about what he's doing. And to be honest with you, everything is about him. So he could avoid the situation, but I think if he couldn't avoid it, then really he should be actually held accountable, because people are following him, and he could have, I think again, it makes me think about all of things about that power. For him not wanting to leave, and then it's leading to everything happening, people living their lives. And again, it's like, as I think it's a mix of why you said for someone who's a celebrity but doesn't have the political background. And so to me, I'm really like confused how a country or whatever state like America actually, which most of the country look up to, and this is happening. I think it lost that value, or that moral value because of, again, a leader who is incapable of really making people safe. So there is quite a lot of things which comes in my mind, but definitely the gravity of the situation is just no, it just like, I don't know. I still don't even know how someone like him really is on power. And then it makes me think about the situation in Africa, criticizing the political, whatever, when America is, no role model. And the whole thing, it's confusing me, and it just is ridiculous,
Yeah, thank you, Marie-Claire. Yeah, he should be held accountable. Him, because he told people to march down Pennsylvania Avenue and stop there still. And then his lawyer saying trial by combat, and his son also encouraging people to fight. So all these people should be held accountable. Yes, Shakira?
It was also about something Ciiku said, a point about these people like saying like their favorite catchphrase, well, if it was the other way around, if if it was us doing it, we wouldn't be doing all of this stuff. I've seen those same people on like TikTok and like YouTube and Instagram, whatever social media they can find, saying stuff like the woman who was first shot, her name was Babbitt, whatever. But they were just trying to say, will you say her name? Like we were saying, say her name, Breonna Taylor, and stuff like that. Like, she deserves rights too. And she was a 14-year veteran and all these kinds of things. And that's why it just doesn't make any sense to me that they somehow do not get the irony. She was literally warned by Mike Pence's like security, like, if you step through that door, we will shoot you. And she was like, nope, move out of the way. I'm getting in. It's my time to shine. And she got shot. And then they're like, why would you do that? As if it makes, you broke into the like one of the top like government buildings in the US, and you just said, let's just get in there. Like, where's the logic? And then you somehow don't expect that you're going to get any kind of repercussions from the cops. You're not going to get shot in any kind of way, especially when they're saying, hang Mike Pence. That is Mike Pence's security. Of course they're going to shoot you. Okay.
Yeah, good point, Shakira. I don't know if anyone has anything else to say. Sarah, you look like you have something to say. Sarah Gomez.
It's because I'm thinking a lot of things, but I don't know if I can express well myself.
Yeah.
But I really agree with Ciiku and Shakira that if this was another group, this will be totally different. But I think that this happened, it's really good because now everybody can see what's happening, you know? Like everybody's like, US, a big country, they're doing well. And then you see someone getting shot in Capitol and everybody's like, oh, where are their rights? And then someone is just shot for being in one place at one time, and no one is saying this. Where are their rights? This person had the rights. He was doing well things, and one that it's doing things bad. Now where are their rights? No, it's what Shakira was saying, that if you're doing something bad, you know that you will have repercussions. Do you think that you can do whatever you want? I think that's a thing to talk about privilege, because they have like the privilege so inside, like, okay, I have privilege, I don't have any repercussion. And then others that don't have this much privilege, and that doesn't matter. So I think this is so important to reflect, and for all around the world, sorry, to really see what's happening. I think this was really necessary to really look what's happening and what's currently happening.
Yeah, thank you. It shone a big light on policing in America and the reaction to mob violence and the bias that can be there. I would really love to hear from Maggie, all the way from Kisumu, or not Kisumu, all the way from Eldoret. When you saw these scenes of that mob violence, what did you think?
It reminded me of Kenya, what they are doing, because of what I said, I didn't believe I would see that happening in America, especially I know Kenya, we can't even do that. We can't go to parliament and do such things. I think Kenya, they are even well-behaved compared to what I saw there. Because a leader like Trump inciting people to do things that we see other leaders in Africa doing was a shock. It was a shock to us. We didn't believe. But also what we saw was two systems of justice, whereby if you are white or the blue, the way they call, if you are blue, you are treated differently. And if you are black, you are treated differently. That one also sent a message to the whole world, and we saw what happened. And I don't know how they will redeem themselves from what really happened in that day, January 6th.
Thank you. Ciiku, you want to say something before we do the poll?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, and I don't know if anyone managed to catch this, that the FBI, after investigating and going through all the video material, found that 28 people that were involved in that insurrection were acting policemen. Yeah, so not in uniform, but in their whatever, they weren't working that day as policemen, but they were there. So that just shows you how dangerous it is to be in America as a minority person if you have acting policemen that are involved in this kind of violent criminal behavior. And that's why we saw many videos of them letting them through the barricades, taking selfies with them, and just basically the corruption we see in other developing countries. So that was quite shocking to learn.
Yeah, thank you. I also understand that some politicians, some inside the Senate also could be involved in this insurrection, and it's being investigated so that all those who are involved can be held accountable. So our poll is Donald Trump, because of the events of 6th January, got banned from social media, from Instagram, from Twitter, from Facebook, and all sorts of social media. The question to you all who believe in freedom of expression, should Donald Trump have been banned? Was it right to ban him? We'll start with Catherine.
No, I don't think it's right. I mean, my feeling is yes. I mean, I want him to be banned. I think no, because he should have been banned, but not by a Twitter, by a company. There would have to be an independent organization who reviews it and who would say, we have to ban this person from social media, whatever. The fact, I mean, like I said, I love it. I mean, I'm glad he was. I mean, I was great. Obviously, I didn't want him, and I was laughing about it. But in reality, if a social media company like Twitter or Facebook can ban someone like Trump, they can ban someone like us. And I think this cannot be part of a company decision.
Thank you. How about you, Ciiku?
For me, yes, they should definitely ban persons like that, and they have banned ordinary people on the ground. So it would be ironic if they then didn't ban Donald Trump. But I think it's more the reasoning behind it. Every company has the right to decide who they will let in. That's their right. So freedom of expression doesn't apply to companies and their private policy. Maybe you can go to a government and say, I have freedom of expression, but every company has the right to say, this is not along with our own values and ethics, and we won't allow it. So that's their right as a company. And yes, I'm happy they blocked him because they have been blocking ordinary people on the ground for spreading hate or just saying something that's against their own policies.
Man, is it too little, too late? He's been on Twitter for 4 years. Doing the same thing, and they have actually earned money from having him on that platform, giving the same vitriol for 4 years. Is it too little, too late?
Of course, Absolutely. It's too little, too late, and of course, it's motivated by other things. We know they don't really care. It's just seeing the public response to Trump that they are then jumping on the bandwagon. But I don't care. I'm happy that he was blocked personally. So I'll let you go to the next person.
Thank you, Shiro. What do you say?
Yes, because people lost their lives. And if he had been allowed to continue, more people would have lost their lives, because as we have seen, he has a cult following. They are more than ready to go and die for him. So for me, yes.
Thank you. How about you, Sarah?
For me, it's a yes. I think this was like a warning to him. He's feeling like the most powerful man in this world. And with this, he can see that no, he's not following rules, so you're out. There's people that can do this to you. You're not the one who's choosing everything. So I think this was good, like a warning. And it's good to Twitter, Instagram, and everything to show that they don't follow their thoughts, you know. So I think yes, it was important for him to get banned, but you're right that this had to be really earlier.
Thank you. Philomena?
Absolutely yes, because I'm sure you recall how the Facebook CEO was questioned a lot during the election in America. And I think he has learned a lot from that. And also you probably all well informed in terms of the UN, the program they have launched in order to prevent a genocide, because to me, Donald Trump have done so much to divide the country. And he has done specific things, targeting specific people. So, and given the fact these people were white supremacy, and we know what their beliefs and also the motivation behind what they do, is all about what they don't believe that people deserves a better, more than them. So to me, they have really obligation and responsibility and moral responsibility to prevent him doing what he does to continue to divide the country and potentially lead it to some serious crime that can have a significant impact on vulnerable people such as them. So absolutely yes.
Thank you. Jamila?
I think that it took too long. There was so many platforms that blocked him a long time ago. Even Spotify blocked him. I heard So it's just odd how long it took for him to be blocked on Twitter, because that's where he had the most to say. And he already created so much violence beforehand just from his tweets. People have been getting the like go do stuff to others and think it's okay. And I actually think that they are a really big part of the reason why he's such a bad president. They allowed it to happen. They allowed him to go around writing such bad tweets that cause people to actually die. So I think that they're huge blame, and I think it's too late for them. It was too late.
Thank you, Shakira.
I definitely agree that obviously he should be banned, because just real quick, these people who are saying that he shouldn't be banned because of the First Amendment and free speech, they're the same people who like believe that private bakeries should be allowed to reject gay customers because it goes against their beliefs. So that means that this private company should be allowed to ban this person because he's literally inciting violence against specific minority groups. So they can't use it like the logic in one argument, but then say that, oh no, it doesn't count in this one. Because they're a private organization, and it's their own private company. They have nothing to do with the government. They're allowed to make their own rules and set their own terms and conditions. And that's why when you sign that, you're literally saying, like, I'm agreeing with you. You're saying you can control if I have this platform or not.
Thank you, Shakira. Maggie?
I would say it was long overdue. I think he would have done it a long time ago, because he's using the platform to incite. And incitement, we've seen it has killed so many people in America. And I think it would have even spread to Africa. So it was long overdue.
Thank you. Huda?
I think yes, because Trump, he was a person who just posted on social media whatever he thought about it, whatever it comes to his mind without thinking about it either. So yes.
Thank you. Marie-Claire?
Yes and no. Yes, I think it's for the Twitter, whatever rules or policy they have, it's good to know that they apply to everyone the same. You know, for someone who is powerful as him to kind of stop him using, it's a good thing. It kind of promotes that equality or whatever, equality that whoever you are, if you dividing people, we don't want to have you to promote our, you know, you don't want someone like that to promote your company or Twitter. So, but somehow I think it's selfish way. I wish he could stay there just to embarrass himself. People can see that, you know, wherever he tweets, sometimes they don't make a sense. And you can tell that I just, then as we said, it's about business more than, you know, selfish way about himself rather than what, you know, the representation of the whole country. Yeah, so I don't know if that makes a sense, but yes, I think the company, Twitter has a stake. It's got a lot to lose if they keep using, giving him the part to use it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Antonella, we have to wrap it up. Sorry, thanks.
Because he, being the president, have a moral responsibility of the words that he writes. So, and he has been criticized by lots of people. So definitely, in my opinion, he should be banned from the every social network. And for you?
And Salome?
I would say that maybe they could make some, how to say, they need to notify him or something to like directly restricted his account. Maybe not the right thing to do, but maybe just notifying him before and giving him some, I don't know, alert, and then yeah, like that. So I'm in between.
Thank you. And last but not least, Yasina, are you there?
Yes. Yes. I think I can. He should be banned because he will think that he's the mass person and all, and he's powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was a yes. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. Interesting perspectives about banning him from Twitter and Facebook. At the end of the day, this is a man with, I don't know how many followers he has. So he has a huge platform, and we know that he doesn't have to make sense in order for people to act. Somebody say that what he writes doesn't make sense. For them, it doesn't need to make sense. It just has to be from him, and they act. So it's something to think about. Thank you so much for the session.
Ciiku? Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We're always so appreciative of you coming in on a Sunday, giving us this time. So thank you so much. For the ones that joined later, I did give a disclaimer. Please note that we share this on our YouTube channel. If you do not want your video, just let me know directly and I'll make sure the final edit does not have your face in it, but obviously your view will be shared. So thank you guys. Let me let you go. Enjoy your evening. Oh, let me take one quick print screen so everyone just smile and say something and we can take a little picture for the group. Smile. Wow, okay. Take care, everyone, and see you in a couple of weeks. Please provide topics. If you see anything on the news that catches your eye and you think I'd love to discuss that in the group, just send it to Sunday Sentiments. Even if it's old news, obviously we prefer current news, but there might be a very interesting topic from the news from a while back. Feel free to contribute. We want contributions from everyone from around the world, from wherever you are. So thanks for that and take care.
Thank you.